Welcome to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank you so much for stopping by today. So many channels you could be watching. You're watching mine. Today, we're going to talk about a sham matrimony. He married a married woman. And before I get started, just thank y'all so much. I'm truly grateful for that. What's your name?
Monroe.
Monroe, yeah. Where you from?
Great state of Texas. I live in the city of Houston.
Yeah, I was talking to you earlier. But you're a Dallas fan. And I was like, how can you be living in Houston and you're a Dallas fan? How'd that come about?
I was actually born into a Cowboys family. I say the majority of us is a diehard Cowboys fan, without a doubt. Even though we live in Houston and got to hear all that yak, Cowboys for life.
Yeah, you told me sometimes y'all got it. They treat y'all like stepchildren in Houston, right?
Oh, yeah, big time. A lot of times the games are blacked out. Can't catch a game unless you go to a sports bar or you got a special fire stick with the app downloaded.
Wow.
So you can actually see it.
That's crazy, man.
News pops up, you don't get a highlight, you don't get a mention, you got to go online and find out who won, if you don't have a fire stick, something like that.
Yeah. Now, this isn't your first time in the Philippines.
No, this is my third trip here. I came in 2018, 2019, and then I'm here now.
Yeah. Now, we're going to talk about you got married over here. You did find somebody to marry.
Yes.
You want to kind of tell them about it? Because just tell us a little bit, because what happened was he married a woman, but she was already married. And the reason I wanted to do this was because this is going to help a lot of people. Because we're going to ask them about some of the red flags you might have missed.
Right.
And, the whole process, But kind of give us a little context, a little backstory of that.
Okay. I'd say probably 2018 through Facebook. I was on this one of the Facebook dating sites, Black Men for Asian Women, and came across this gal that lived in Angeles City over here in the Philippines, and we chatted for about 3 years. 3 years off and on, and one thing led to another, and I finally came over in 2018. And by that time, since we had been chatting so long, and everything was gelling pretty well, and everything felt right, really right. And decided to get married.
So you made the decision the first time you met her,
right?
Face to face.
Face to face.
So how long were you over here?
I'd say right at a month.
Right at a month.
Right at a month.
So when you got off the plane, you hadn't decided to marry this woman, had you?
Yeah, actually, before I came, since we had been talking for so long and everything felt right, and none of the red flags were there at that time.
Yeah. And
I was single, she was single.
Yeah.
And said, what the heck, life's short.
So how long did y'all, once you met her, how long were y'all together? Because you came back over here, right?
Right. I came back in 2019. So we were together after we met probably about 15 months.
About 15 months. Mm-hmm. So you said, hey, let's get married. And so what's that process? Because did y'all get married here?
Yes.
So what's that process? What did you have to do? Did you have to get something from the embassy or to show you were single?
I'm trying to remember offhand. Everything went so fast, and she paid some fixers.
Yeah.
And I shelled out the cash.
Yeah.
So I know you were supposed to go to some kind of class or something like that, or have
cinema. She was supposed to win.
Yeah.
But when did you
start? They were able to bypass all that.
Yeah. When did you start seeing some red flags like something's not right? Did something happen?
Probably a few months after we had gotten married, and I had gone back to Texas, and I started working on the process to get her to come over to America.
Yeah.
And I filed the petition, which was about $550 at that time.
Yeah.
And trying to do everything I could on my end.
Yeah.
To make it a smooth transition and get her over there. And it seems like every time it was time for her to go do some part of the process or get some kind of paperwork done to apply for a passport, there was always something wrong. Mainly, she claimed there was something wrong with the last name, the spelling on her birth certificate.
Right.
And apparently she had known about this since she was a preteen and never took care of it. And I guess, one letter transposed or something. So that was supposed to be a big holdup.
Yeah.
So every time she went to the courthouse or wherever they go to get something like that fixed, there was always a problem as far as,
So how did you find out she was married? Did she tell you?
No, I found out from a family member. You gotta love family.
Yeah. So when I tell guys, I say, hey, go around the family because they'll vet the woman for you.
Sure will.
Right?
Sure will.
So who told you?
One of the cousins.
One of the cousins. And what, she just send you a letter on Facebook, call you, whatever?
No, when I had come back over in 2019, we were doing an anniversary party.
Yeah.
And during that time, she pulled me to the side and said that she knew some stuff that wasn't going on that was above board, and she saw that I was a good guy, and she didn't like seeing me being taken advantage of. So she pulled me to the side and told me that the woman was previously married and had left the guy probably about 10 years before she met me.
Yeah.
But like most or a lot of Filipino women, they never got divorced and never got an annulment. They just up and split.
Yeah, they split.
But still legally married.
Mm-hmm. So did you confront her the same day?
Probably the next day.
The next day. What did she say?
She swore up and down that every time she inquired about the ex, that family members of his were telling her that he had passed away.
Oh, wow.
And she never said how,
yeah,
what the manner was, just that he had passed away.
So the whole time, though, you're paying for everything. You paid for the wedding. Was it a civil wedding or you got a nice wedding?
It was a decent wedding at a church.
Oh, it was?
She knew a lady who had a daycare next to the daycare. The woman also owned the church, so kind of Korean deal. So she gave her a heck of a deal on the price for that. So we had a reverend come out and officiate it.
Wow.
And
so she went through all that, knowing she was married already.
No.
But had she told you at the time, would you have paid for an annulment?
Yeah, of course. I was crazy about her.
Yeah.
I had been single a long time and thought I had finally found the one. And she had just been up front. We could have got it all hashed out.
Yeah.
I'd have paid for the annulment. And, we could have been living happily ever after. But, being sneaky about things.
Yeah. So how long did y'all stay together after that? Or did you? Or did you just walk away after that?
Pretty much walked away after that.
Yeah.
It was no point because every time we would try to get that, well, before I found out about the SHAM, still trying to get her paperwork in order, and every time she would go to get the passport done or anything done, there was always a problem. And, it was always an excuse for this, an excuse for this. I got to go here, I got to go there. You need to fly me back home to the Mindanao area.
Yeah.
And
how long did that go on?
Ooh, man.
A year?
Better part of a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was just one excuse after another excuse after another excuse.
Yeah.
Wasting money, filing petition.
Yeah.
And all that. And
you're taking care of her and the son because it's your wife now.
Right.
In your mind. So you giving her a, what do they call that? When you're giving her support, basically.
An allowance, yeah.
Yeah, allowance.
Because she never asked me for a dime. That was one of the attractive things about her. She never complained about her living situation, which by our standards was pretty crappy.
Yeah.
And never asked to be put in a better situation. It was all on me. I volunteered to
Yeah,
put her and her teen son, in a better situation. And I did that as long as I could, as long as I felt that it was appreciated and appropriate.
Yeah.
But once truth came to light, all that stopped.
Yeah. Now let me ask you: did that give you like a bad taste in your mouth about Filipino women, or was she the first Filipino woman you had fell for?
Yes.
So did you think like, I'm not going through this again?
No, you can't lump everybody in the same basket. You have that one bad apple in that basket, so you toss that one out, and see what else is out there.
But
and
now,
try to be more careful in the process.
This time around, you ended up, from what you were telling me, you ended up seeing the cousin.
Yeah,
they told you rewarded her.
Yeah,
for telling
it's funny how things work out like that. You know, just.
So she didn't think none of it. That you were with her cousin. It didn't bother her.
Or
the cousin,
the one who told.
The one who told.
That's the whistleblower.
Yes.
No, she said that if it would have been
blew more than a whistle.
She said if it would have been a true marriage, that everything would have stayed above board and we'd have just been, relatives.
No, what I'm saying is, did she think that there was anything wrong with you two hooking up?
Me and her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said no because
it wasn't
a real marriage.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If it would have been, then that she wouldn't have gone down that road with me.
Yeah, you took that pretty good, man. I have to tip my hat off to you because, man, I would have been pissed because I know the money. I did that. Mm-hmm. The money, bringing somebody over, sending them to the embassy, and paying for the hotel, the plane tickets, and all that. It adds up, right?
Oh, yeah, big time.
It adds up. I did a video a long time ago. I was like, Filipinos are expensive. I said, before you go through this process, you better have some money.
Right.
You better know how much it's going to cost because you got to pay for the food, the whole thing when they go through that. But
I think with the living expenses and everything, utilities, I was probably sending about $600.
$600 a month.
Right at $600, and then there was always incidentals. We need a little extra for this and for that.
Yes. So maybe that was like $600. That's like 30,000. It's like almost 35,000 pesos right now.
Right. With
the dollar being what it is. That's a lot of money, man.
I could have used that money on something else.
And that was 2018.
Right.
So that money was worth even more then.
Yeah.
Now, did she apologize to you? What did she do? Just walked away? And did she say, oh, well, we can still...
Yeah, she still wanted to be together and try to work it out, but there was just too much water under the bridge at that point. She never really, really apologized, just kind of made excuses and say that people make mistakes. But as far as just fessing up, no, she never did.
Now, did you tell anybody back home that you were getting married? And did anybody say, oh, we told you so? Oh, yeah. Fooling with them women over there.
Yeah, you always have that.
You're going to hear that, right?
You're going to hear that.
Or did you hold it in, or did you tell somebody that, man, it was a sham? Because that's what you called it, a sham, not me.
It was a sham. Yeah, once I found out and come to terms with it mentally, I let people know that it didn't work out because A, B, and C.
Yeah, she was married already. Mm-hmm. How did you get over something like that, though, man? That would have broke my heart, man. That would have really... Because, you actually went through the whole ceremony. See, that's crazy. It's not like, you were engaged to be married and then you find out, oh, she's married. Y'all went through the whole thing. You probably bought did you bring a suit over her or something?
No suits, but I did wear the Filipino with the wedding shirt.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to give me one of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, you did all of that. See, that's cold-blooded. Mm-hmm. But I just, I want to talk to him because I tell you the length that some people will go over here. Yeah.
And I got off easy compared to most. A lot of guys really get raked over the coals behind me.
Yeah. At least you didn't end up buying a house or land or anything like that. You probably was close to it, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did help her out with I know at least one sorry store getting that going, getting it furnished, deep
and all
freezers,
that,
and all the supplies and all that. And another cousin said she just ran that into the ground.
Yeah.
And selling off this and selling off that. So
yeah, that's usually what happened. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, see, if we heard more stories like yours, Monroe, man, it could make a difference. But people won't; they're embarrassed. But you like it's nothing to be embarrassed. That's water under the bridge, right?
You roll the dice and see what happens. You know, if you don't at least try, you know, you never know.
Yeah, I want, because everything he's talking about just bears witness to what I'm saying. A lot of times, man, you got to take your time, and because you got married pretty quick, you had made up in your mind, I'm going to marry this woman no matter what, right?
Yeah, after about 2 years of chatting with her.
Yeah, I mean, before you even met her, you had
met face to face.
Yeah, see, that was your first mistake right there. You know, because you made some mistakes, you saw you overlooked some red flags. All that, hey, because I was talking to you earlier and I told you, I said, look, Filipinos are thorough, especially when it comes to getting a visa. They're not going to let something like misspelling of their name hold them back. They're going to get that fixed. That's just how the country is. You dot your I's, cross your T's over here. They're very strict. They're not going to keep going back and forth like that, man. Right. You know, see, that's a big red flag right there. You know.
Always an excuse.
Yeah. See them excuses, because when it comes time to get that visa, they don't come up with no excuses.
Everybody's ready to go.
They're ready. Go. Yeah. What other mistakes you think you made? Did you think you were sending too much money, or what? Now that hindsight is 20/20, because we trying to help people. What other mistakes you think you made? Did you?
I was told that I should have checked with the
Cinemar. Yeah, you didn't do
to see if there was a current marriage for her, and I found out this after the fact.
After the fact.
So
you had never heard of Cinemar.
No, never heard of it.
You just thought, well, I'm just coming over here and get married. Long as I'm single, I believe her. She's single,
right?
So that's your second mistake.
Yeah,
you didn't get a Cinemar done. Third mistake probably was you believed her without checking any further.
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
Yeah. Wholeheartedly. Did you talk to her mother or father or anybody?
Never did meet any of the family.
You never met the family? Did they come to the wedding?
One cousin came and a bunch of friends came, because the majority of her family is down in Mindanao.
Yeah.
We got married up there in Angeles.
Yeah. Now this guy, and another thing, this guy's no dummy, man. This guy is intelligent, man. He's an ex-police, right?
Right. And ex-army.
Yeah, army, policeman. But that's what happens when, we fall in love, right? It clouds your thinking. But people think I'm playing it. When they come over here, you meet these women, doesn't it do something to you, man?
Yeah.
Be honest, man.
Yeah, it does.
And you're not thinking straight. If they say, hey, let's get married, you say, that sounds like a bright idea. Even though she's married already, Right. But, yeah, get a Cinemar, guys. If these women want to get married with you, please get a Cinemar, because that don't cost nothing. I think maybe 1,000 pesos or something like that.
Yeah, you won't even miss that.
Yeah, you're not going to miss that, because you got to get something, too, from the embassy to show your proof of singleness.
Yeah.
Because that's all the Cinemar is, your proof of singleness. That you're single and you're eligible to marry. Because she has to get one from her government, and you have to get one from yours.
And I know what she did. She filed fraudulent papers with them saying that the guy was dead.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he's dead, trick.
Said he was dead and notarized it, stamped it, and turned it in.
It's just that
like, wow.
She went the extra mile to create this fraud, man.
Right.
She just wasn't, she was trying to save face.
Yeah, she was thorough.
And I'm just, man, I can't thank you enough for coming on here telling your story, because I promise you, it's going to help somebody. We need to just slow down just a little bit, guys. Come over here, because they're great actors for 2 weeks. They can win an Oscar, an Academy Award. But the longer you stay around, the true self will come out. You know, me and Merlin, we've been together almost 3.5 years. See, there's nothing coming out.
It's all out.
You know, it's all out.
It's all out.
See, but the first 2 weeks, it's a crapshoot. Like you said, you really don't know. You know,
everything's in the honeymoon phase.
I just can't believe that she went through that whole. See, I can't blame you because you didn't know.
Right.
I blame her. I'm thinking like, man, it's cold blooded to go through that whole ceremony, exchanging vows. You probably bought the rings.
Correct.
Oh man, that's crazy, guys.
Paid for reception for
everybody. Yeah. For a sham matrimony. All for a sham.
And had a sham anniversary party a year later with the lechon and everything.
So, man, you're funny, man. It's not funny, but it's funny. He said a sham anniversary.
You got to laugh, keep him crying.
Oh, God. You can't make this stuff up, man. But it happens. You're not the only one that it happens to, man. See? But you're going to help somebody with this, man. I really appreciate you, man, for coming on here, man.
No problem.
It takes a lot, you know. But you don't have anything to be ashamed of.
Be careful and take your time and vet these women.
Yeah, you don't have nothing to be ashamed about because, hell, it could have happened to me. You know, except I knew about the cinema, you know, and because I had inquired about getting married over here. I got married in America, but I had inquired about getting married over here, and they told me there's something I can't think of, and somebody out there knows. They told me that I needed to go to my embassy. It cost me $50 to get basically my cinema, showing that I was legally able to marry. See? So thank y'all for stopping by. I'm going to upload this in the morning. This is actually at nighttime. So if you're in America, it's getting late. Before you let your head hit the pillow, please find somebody to help. But if you're on one of them late grocery runs, beer runs, weed runs, just getting off second shift, or you're on your lunch break, and you see somebody in the street or wherever you see them, buy them something to eat, buy them something to drink, give them a few dollars. By the time I upload this, it's going to be in the morning Filipino time. Got the whole rest of the day to find somebody to help. Now, a day goes by, I don't help somebody. We helped the tricycle driver today, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he got slick on us too, didn't he?
Yeah.
We didn't even know he was waiting on us. We went to the park. We sat there for an hour or two.
Yeah, just a couple of hours.
Yeah, we got ready to leave, and he was standing right there waiting.
You want that guarantee?
Yeah. That was funny. You know, but I help somebody every day, man. And you've probably seen where so many opportunities to help over here, right? Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. We help other people. We help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID free. I'll see you next time.